Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our new summer series called Bugs. Some of you for the next 12 weeks may be completely into this, but for others of you, this series might make your skin crawl. But love them or hate them, bugs are an important part of God's creation. They're important to the ecosystem, and they're a very important part of the food chain. Bugs can do amazing things, and they can teach us amazing things about how to follow God's Word. So come along for the next 12 weeks and join us as we explore bugs.
Hi everybody, welcome to Stewardship for this week. This summer we're focusing on 12 things that you might have around your house that you can use to help other people in your community. Today we are looking through our pantry and we found some, what did we find?
Tuna.
Can you show them the tuna? We found some tuna. Did you guys know that a can of tuna can stay in the pantry and still be good to eat for up to 5 years? And tuna has lots of protein to help you stay full and give you lots of energy.
Yeah.
So everybody look in your cabinets and see if you have some canned meat like tuna that you can donate this week. See you next week.
Here's a Bob Marley tune for you. You guys have sang this one before, so sing along. I can change the world with my own two hands, make it a better place. With my own two hands, make it a kinder place. With my own two hands, with my own
So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite insects, caterpillars. Caterpillars are my favorite insect because there are so many different ones and they're so neat. They're not the smallest insect. They're not the biggest insect. They're kind of like worms, but they're not worms. They get to inch-long places. And they eat and eat and eat and eat. And they know they only have one job, and that's to get big enough to the point that they can go into their chrysalis or their cocoon and transform into a butterfly or a moth. So today I'm going to introduce you to two special people that I know who are experts in a certain type of caterpillar, monarch caterpillars. When a monarch caterpillar gets bigger, it turns into a monarch butterfly. Let's go learn more about these awesome insects. Hi, Laura. Hi, Lily. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
I'm so excited to talk to you today about monarch caterpillars. And I hear that you two might be experts in monarchs. Is that true?
We have been raising monarchs at our house for many summers, and that's one of the reasons summer's my favorite. So we kind of learned a lot along the way.
So why monarch caterpillars?
Monarchs are really easy to find around these parts in the summer, and so it's kind of a ready supply. We just find them in the yard. My mom actually did this with us when we were kids. We do a couple every summer, and so that's what I thought, well, I'll do that with my kids, and then start seeing hundreds of eggs and baby caterpillars around, and it just kind of bloomed from there. They are the easiest to raise because they go through their whole life cycle with you. There'll be 2 or 3 generations in a summer.
Not only that, but they're also endangered species, so we like to help keep the population up.
Good. So, Lily, what do you have in your hand there?
I have a plant of milkweed. It's the only food that they'll eat as caterpillars. We have a few baby caterpillars on here.
Okay. So you found eggs on your plants, is that it? And what do the eggs look like?
They are white. They almost look like little footballs. If you look at, they're not round. They're kind of pointed at the end, and they're beautiful. They've got like little texture on it. They kind of are pearly white, and we really work hard to bring just the eggs in and leave the caterpillars that we find out in the garden nowadays.
Oh, so then they hatch, right? And how big are they when they hatch?
Very tiny. Very, very tiny.
Not even that, maybe 1/8 of an inch, and they're actually hard to see. And monarch caterpillars have yellow and black and white stripes, but when they're babies, they're so tiny you can't even really see the stripes, even though they're there.
Okay, so then how long do they stay caterpillars?
They stay caterpillars for about 2 weeks since they hatched from the egg.
And what do they do in their time when they're alive?
They eat, they poop, and
They just eat and poop, eat and poop. So I have seen caterpillars that sometimes have to shed their skin. Do monarch caterpillars have to do that?
Several times throughout their little lives.
Yeah. So then when caterpillars are done eating and they get really big, what do they do then?
They turn into chrysalises. Chrysali? I don't know. And they stay in that for about 2 weeks, and then they turn to butterflies.
How do they turn into a chrysalis? Do you want to explain how we know they're getting ready?
They climb to the top of the enclosure, the cage, and if they're in the wild, they'll go under a leaf, and they'll hang there, and the little bodies will look like a little J, and soon they'll just start turning into a chrysalis.
Yep.
Fun. Could you show us a milkweed plant so people could see what they might look like in their yard?
Yeah, we've got some
Awesome.
up here.
Perfect.
This is native milkweed, the kind that you'd find in fields around here. They usually are in sunny areas, but sometimes you can find them in woods too.
And how tall does this plant get?
They can get taller than I am.
Oh.
Nice healthy plants.
Right, so if we see milkweed growing in our yard, we should leave it then, right? Did you
are
say
very lucky if you have milkweed in your yard.
Did you say it's the only plant that caterpillars can eat, monarch caterpillars?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you both so much.
Bye.
Bye. So why do you guys think we started with caterpillars? Because caterpillars spend their entire lives being transformed. They start as the teeny tiny little eggs, and they grow bigger and bigger, and soon they know it's time to get into their cocoon or their chrysalis, and they get ready and they go inside, and they're transformed into a butterfly or a moth. Caterpillars have a lot to teach us. You know, in our song today, we learned about how we can change the world with our own two hands. Sometimes that seems like a really hard thing to do because there's a lot in the world that could use our help. We're going to spend the next 12 weeks learning all about simple things that we can do to invite God into our lives and to be transformed. You know, God used people in the Bible who were just ordinary people to do extraordinary things. Did you know Moses, the leader who led his people to freedom, was afraid of public speaking? And the disciples were just ordinary fishermen. They weren't prepared to go out into the world and to teach everybody all about Jesus. But by letting God into their lives, they were transformed. So this week we're going to say a prayer that we can be transformed too. And our blessing this week will be open our hearts. All right, have a great week, everybody. I'll see you next week.
Is this on? Our memory verse today is from Psalm 19:1. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Okay, say it with me. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Bye.
This is our prayer for today. Repeat after us.
Dear God, help transform our lives and open our hearts. Amen. Very nice. Our blessing for this week is open our hearts. So bless people however you feel comfortable. Open our hearts.
Open our hearts.
Thanks, Ella. Very nice.